fight. O'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. For many of our warriors, our nation was important enough to endure long separations from their families, miss important family events, endure cold temperatures, or swelter in hot, humid heat. Some lost limbs, others lost their lives. As we look around the world today, the Middle East in particular, we see a great, dangerous, nefarious group of fanatics that wants us vanished. And while groups such as ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and other radical like-minded entities lack the conventional weaponry of the past, they are gaining momentum, and we must remember they are every bit as malicious in their intentions.
Today is a special day. We want to recognize every veteran, not only here in the Pueblo, but in the nation. We're very proud of our veterans here in the Pueblo. We try to do the best to recognize their efforts. We've really turned it up a notch the last couple of years because we know that they've sacrificed a lot. Just going over to battle for the country and for the Pueblo is a lot to give. Some of them have given the ultimate sacrifice, and we want to recognize those as well. We have our cacique here is a very, very recognized veteran from World War II. Everywhere I go, people ask me about him and his accomplishments and stuff. And
you know, one thing that strikes me as I stand up here and look out is just the sheer number of veterans. It is especially fitting for us to celebrate Veterans Day here with the Tigua community as the first true Americans, but also as a community that has overwhelmingly answered our nation's call to serve. In our hearts, we know that we cannot fully honor these men and women with mere words or gestures. They did not die for words. They didn't die for medals. They didn't die for wreaths or recognition. They died so in freedom, a great nation will endure.
We invite all those who are present to please come up as their name is read, and those that are not here, you can just remember them in our thoughts.
Veterans Day is, to me, it's the way of thanking anybody that serves in the armed forces. But those in the armed forces, we give gratitude because a lot of them lost their lives throughout the world for the different causes. Best memory, I would have to say the initiation of getting into boot camp, riding in that bus and knowing that you're not in Kansas anymore, you're in boot camp. And it's a reestablishment that all of us are one. Proud, especially seeing all the veterans, seeing the cacique with his sacrifices, seeing him honored, especially with the Bronze Stars that he received. But just the unity, I mean, there's a lot of non-veterans here, and again, they're giving their thanks as well. As history goes to show, when you do the ratios between Native American populations and non-Native, we tend to serve the most. So it made me proud in that sense. But
it's a day that some people really get the right to know some of us veterans and what happened to us, and, whether it was Vietnam, Korea, World War II, or whatever. Here within the Pueblo, sometimes it's sad because you walk around and really some of our people don't understand who we are and what happened to us. I mean, it wasn't fun what we did, but I think that most of us would do it again. One of the big issues with us as Vietnam vets, I mean, it's just, it hurts because we're still dying. We have, so today, Tribal Council did, to me, something very special for the community, the veterans itself. So we appreciate that.
Robert Trejo Jr. Mark Allen Cruz.
Started off as an idea, a way to honor all the people that have served our pueblo, present people that are in the armed service, and going back to tribal scouts that have protected this land for hundreds of years. So the bricks here have all the names of the veterans and tribal spouses that have served in the service. And then little by little we'll be adding different plaques. Right now we just added a plaque honoring all the tribal scouts what served in the U.S. Army, served with the Spanish, served protecting the Salinas Pueblos. So it's just a way of honoring and giving back to all those people who have served now and in the past. It's just our way of paying respect. Monument, that way people could come, and what I'm hoping for is it will become like a little spiritual place where people could honor, people that are no longer with us, but they'll have a place to honor them. The bricks on the wall, the red ones are tribal members, the brown ones are tribal spouses. So this is a list from people usually around the 40s up, what have served in the army, and some of them are still in the service right now. The design comes from two of the pueblos where we come from. The laid brick is the design. If you ever go to the pueblos in the Salinas Pueblo, where we come from, it's a pueblo called Cuaray, and that's what inspired one of the walls, because it's built in the same way that the church is built down there. And then the other wall, being the brown, adobe looking one, kind of represents Ysleta Pueblo, where we also come from. And then the circular design concept is of a kiva looking.